In this demo, we're going to look at the Manage Posts Columns filter in WordPress. This filter works on the back end of a site, and what happens when you see a normal post listing page or either a page listing page, you see the title, things like the author, categories, tags, comments, date, etc. Now all of these columns are passed through a filter before they're displayed, so that allows us to easily hook in new or unhook ones that we don't want. If we come into our functions.php file and scroll down till we see Manage Post Columns, we could see that we're hooking in our own hook, Customized Post Columns. And let's set a higher priority in case we want to override anything else. Then inside of our function that we're hooking in, we're receiving something called columns. So let's take a look in core at what that is. If we come back into core and search for Apply Filters, Manage Post Columns, we could see here in the PostListTable.php class, give ourselves some room to read here, that what we are getting back is post columns and the post type. So that's interesting. You will know whether it's a post listing, a page listing, a custom post type, etc., etc. So that would allow you to do different things depending on what results you got back. Now in our case, we're only interested in this array of column names, and if you're curious about what they are, you could simply do a var dump on columns here and find them out. So what I'm doing is I'm going to run unset, which will remove a specific column from the array columns and then return that back. So now when we go over and visit our site, we could see that we no longer have a lot of the columns that were available to us and just date. Now you might want to do this if you're cleaning up a site for someone else and you want to disable or simplify certain things that might be confusing or distracting to someone. And down below here, although it also uses an action in addition to a filter, just for fun, I've given you an example of how you could add your own header by hooking into the filter and adding your own post ID column, as well as hooking into the action filter that is responsible for managing post columns and hooking in your own there as well. So I won't really go over the code here, but you could take a look through the example file. And something like this could be helpful if you ever wanted to echo out something like post ID or begin the process of adding your own column. However, since it also involves actions, we'll kind of skip over it. And just to show here again, you can hook into the Manage Post column, dump this out, find out what's in it, and then unset things for all users, or maybe you could put a conditional statement here to see if just certain users, and begin going about customizing some of the backend. And there are a lot of other backend filters that you could explore as well that could do similar things in the admin area.